Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about automatic access point placement tool in IB Wave and how this could be used to fast forward your design process for private networks. In this release we have introduced some improvement to the access point placement in order to be used with your small cells for LTE and 5G networks. So let's get into it. I have my design of a warehouse open here. First I'll add my ruler at the door here. It's the simplest, I believe it's about 2 meters. Now that we have our ruler, our scale defined on the floor plan, we're ready to start. For the access point placement tool here to be as optimal as possible, it is important to define your RF environments accordingly. First, I'm going to draw my prediction area. This is the area that the access point placement tool will use, as well as my prediction output maps will cover. Alright, so this is set as my prediction area, and I will assign it a RF environment of medium RF, as this will cover most of my areas, and you can see that most of it is the warehouse itself that is open space but with a lot of racks. So this could be considered as a medium RF environment. But if we look on the side of the building here, we have a lot of rooms, closed environments, a lot of obstacles, as well as here. So I want to define a different RF zone for these areas. What I'm going to do, I'm going to use the area tool again and draw my area around it. Alright, now let's assign the environment to this. First, this does not need to be a prediction area, as we already covered our whole floor plan with a prediction area. And then I'll assign the dense RF environment a level higher than the medium RF. I'm going to do the same for the other side. Alright, now I have my floor plan scaled, my RF environments set. I'm ready to use the automatic placement tool. First thing we can see in this release is that the column here has changed name. It used to be called target RSSI. Now we just simply call it target power, because we do not assume that it's RSSI value for all of the cases. If you're doing access point placement for Wi-Fi, then you are looking for a target RSSI power. But when you are designing for LTE or 5G, you are more interested in your RSRP coverage. So the target power you want to enter here is for RSRP. And that's what the tooltip here will explain as well. So let's get started. Let's choose a small cell. I want to choose my Solana SCE. The TX power from the small cell is at 30 dBm. That is good. I don't need to change it. I'll keep it at minus 85 target power. That's the RSRP, but you are free to edit this and change it. If you didn't define any zones, by default, it's going to take whatever in your project property you have as the environment default, which is open space. But in our case, it's going to consider whatever's on the floor plan. And I do want to have a high overlapping. What does the overlapping do? When it's set to low, it will make sure that your small cells access point placement are as far as possible so they don't overlap. Medium will allow some overlap, and with high, it will not compromise avoiding overlapping zone over the target power. So it will try to attain your target power as much as possible. I'm ready to run the tool. Just click on the run button. As we can see, it says that it has added 12 APs on this floor plan to try to reach a coverage of 100%. So let's apply and see. As you can see, all the small cells have been placed. Now a good way to validate your design, of course, is to run these prediction maps. We have some automatically added LT RSRP value using VPLE is the best way to validate with this. Let's turn on the heat map. To have a better visual, you can always turn off the visibility of the area calculators. Those are the environments we've added. And now we get a nice view of our heat map. Let's drop the indoor prediction legend. Take a look at our result. So we're about a 99.6% for 84.78 dBm, which is close to our 85. All in all, the auto placement placed small cells to reach the coverage we wanted at the target power, and we are off to a good start. And that's it for this video. So these are the improvements we have done to the access point placement to better design for private networks and LTE and 5G indoor networks. Thank you everyone for watching.